Welcome to the Denver Home Show Exhibitor webinar. This webinar is for anyone who's exhibiting in the Denver Home Show 2025. And basically, the idea behind this is that we can help to prepare you for the show, get you comfortable, get you familiar with what's going on in the show and any of the changes that have taken place, and just help you to be as successful in the show as possible. I am Dave Mon. I am the show manager for the Denver Home Show. Gianna Grisolia? Is that how you say it,
Solia,
Gianna?
you actually did it
Yeah.
perfectly.
Um, she is the show coordinator, and she's also on with me. And then Michelle Creamer is our exhibit sales consultant. And we wanted to recognize the sponsors and partners that we currently have for the show: Bath Fitter, Elite Cabinetry and Granite, and Superior Sleep. There are a lot of opportunities left for sponsors, especially I can't say how successful the online ticket sponsor is. So many companies who sign up for the show are obviously trying to generate leads for their business. As the online ticket sponsor, you offer $2 off to anyone who purchases a ticket online, and it's compliments of your company. And you get to ask them 2 questions when they buy their tickets. And we will give you all of the data that comes from that. So you would get their emails, their phone numbers, all of that information we would provide to you as the online ticket sponsor. So it's crazy to me that we haven't sold that yet. So if you have interest in getting leads at the show, there is no better way to do it than the online ticket sponsor. And then we've also got other sponsorship opportunities for this show. We've got the presenting show sponsor. We're kind of running out of time on that one because that one gets included on all of our marketing, billboards, TV, radio, all of that. And so we've got to have all that information. But if you have interest, reach out to me. Official product sponsor, stage sponsor, aisle sponsor. Aisle sponsorships are only $500. You get to sponsor the aisle. It includes 2 floor decals, the sign below your booth. You're included in on any of our sponsorship signage as well as on the website. So that's a great one. And then a free ticket Friday sponsor. All of those are still available. Reach out to me if you have interest. It's a great way to help your company to stand out, especially if you're in a crowded industry with several other companies in that same industry. Today, we're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about before the show, during the move-in, during the show, what best to do, and then move out as well. So all of that stuff will be covered in our discussion today. So this year, we have Bravo's Craig Conover, he's a reality TV star. He's been on a bunch of different shows. He is including Sewing Down South. He is really popular. He's done really well in some other markets that we've had him as the celebrity for the show. And so we're really excited to have him this year. We also have Roots of Inspiration. So one of the major things that we've heard from a lot of consumers since they've been coming to the show, since COVID, we really haven't had any landscape gardens in the show. And that has been something that we've heard back from consumers that they're really looking for. This year, we have 4. So we will have 4 different landscape gardens throughout the show that we're really excited about. I think it's going to be very popular with consumers, and it's really going to improve the look of the show overall. So we're calling that Roots of Inspiration. And then we have a really fun partnership that we're doing this year with the Children's Entrepreneur Market. We've got 50 booth spaces that will be handled by kids. and they've got all kinds of unique homemade goods and other products that they are selling at the show. They're going to be there Saturday and Sunday. We're really excited about the partnership that we have going with them. Ticket prices this year at the box office, they're $12. Seniors are $7. As I mentioned, they're $2 off online up through March 21st, and that would be compliments of our ticket sponsors. So we're looking to get that online ticket sponsorship. So reach out to me if you have interest. And then children under the age of 12 are free. Our show hours, Friday is 10 to 8, Saturday is 10 to 8, Sunday is 10 to 6, same as it's been for many, many years. As you know, we market the show. We put a lot of money into it, and in fact, we have increased our budget and our spend this year for this show. So we are spending $229,000 on TV, billboards, radio, digital, OTT ads, YouTube ads. We put a lot of money into advertising and marketing the show, mailers. And so we obviously put a big emphasis on that. And that's one of the things that really sets us apart from other shows that are out there. All right, Gianna.
Yes, sir.
You are up.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to jump in now to talk a little bit about what to do before the show and a little bit as you get to show site. So really, this all starts with our exhibitor kit. So we want to make sure that you have access to this 24/7. How did we do that? Well, we actually built that out onto our website. So you can actually go to any page of our show website. You can scroll all the way to the bottom and you will even find the exhibitor kit tab right there. The easier way is you can also just go to our main website and you will see a main scroll tab at the top that says Exhibitor Kit. Once you're in this exhibitor kit, it is a crazy crucial resource, you guys. So there's everything in there, whether your move-in schedule, it has the permits that you may be required, your booth requirements, although we'll go over a little bit of that in just a bit. But overall, this is where you're going to find everything. And we actually update this first. So before let's be honest, I feel like I know things. They're already updated in the exhibitor kit. So make sure you check there first before you have any questions. Now, one of the big things, because of course we have you there and we want to make sure that we're taking care of you guys. And one of the things you get with your booth space is complimentary tickets. So the way that we actually facilitate this is we give you your own ticket portal. Now, we've sent this out. There's going to be a couple tutorials how to do it. And I'm going to walk you through how to do some of that now, how to redeem them and how to send them out. So our ticket portal manager is how you're going to send these tickets to different emails that you may have. Say you may have a little mailing list that you want to put in. You can also do it there. The email comes from a specific one. Sometimes this goes to your spam or to your trash. So we like to give you a reflection of where it's going to come from. So remember the name Microspec. Microspec is going to be where your comp tickets are coming from. Now, your email is going to be sent before February 15th. So if your booth space is booked by then, just know that that's when it's going to be the soonest that it'll be coming out. If you don't receive it by then, go ahead and reach out to me and there'll be a little bit more contact information later. Now, as you are inside the portal, it's pretty basic. As you walk through, it's going to show you just a couple things. You're going to be able to add your company logo. It's very visible. It will say upload this image. Right now, you just see Home and Garden show there, but it is circled in red. From there, you can track your allotted tickets. You'll see how many that we give you. And of course, for each folks with their booth space, they get 20 allotted tickets. And then you can invite a contact. And you'll see down here, there's Lindsay, Dave, and Lucy. All of them have been sent over some tickets for them to go ahead and send out, and they can do that and we did that via invite a contact. Now, how do you send them? So it says invite a contact. Now this is the little page that pops up. So you're going to enter the quantity of tickets you'd like to send. Say it's just 2 over to John. You put in their name, you type in their receiving email, and just know that once you do an email once, it is that you cannot use that email again. You have to just up that quantity. I like to throw that in there as a little note. And then, of course, you can also leave a note for them at the bottom, but then you press continue. Alrighty. Jumping out of those comp tickets, I'm going to talk a little bit about our temporary food licensing and sampling. Now, this is a huge thing that we like to talk about because it's one of the oddballs for our event. Now, if you are an exhibitor that is going to be doing any samples of your pre-made goods or cooking on site, this has to be approved through show management and the National Western Complex. Well, if you're booking in with us, know that we are needing to approve any listed or any food items that are going to be within your booth. So make sure you let us know if there's anything outside of your contracted category. From there, you can actually check on our exhibitor kit for a form that can be sent over then to the National Western Complex. Now, they are the ones who are going to be managing this and checking on these folks. So just know they do check the floor during the event. So make sure you get this form in advance as we provide them that list as well. If you have any questions, you'll get my contact information about 20 times here, and that's good. Just want to make sure I can help you as best as possible. Alrighty. Now, as we get into the thick of it, once you are signed in for a booth with us, we actually, not just us, but our provider GEMS will reach out for decorator services. Now, there's a couple things that they can do and what I can do. So if you are looking to add electricity to your booth, if you're looking to add gas or water or internet, you can actually reach out to me. Now, just know the internet is a charge that is consistently on your contract already. This is a pass-through from the event space itself. But if you'd like to do electricity, anything like that, just reach out to me and I can help you. Something that isn't on this list, and I apologize, is we are going to be selling parking passes. Make sure you reach out to me in advance so that we can make sure we have you tagged for that. For GEMS, on the other hand, they're going to help with everything that's going to make you look good. So that's booth furnishings, carpet, under padding, signs, forklift services, the whole 9 yards. They're going to be reaching out to you with a portal that you can order these things online with, or you can go ahead and reach out to Jill. Her contact information is there. Just make sure you do that by March 3rd. Alrighty, now how can we help you before the show make sure that people know you're coming? Well, that starts with your exhibitor listing. Now, there is a couple examples that we'll go through in just a moment to show you the difference between what an enhanced listing is and a basic listing. Now, your basic listing, it's already live the moment that you book in with us, right? That's one of the charges that's on your contract. What it does is it shows that you're going to be there, where you're going to be in the event, so your booth spot, but it doesn't really have like some of the meat and potatoes. Now, this is where you come in, and this is how we can make sure that you get shown to our exhibitors. Now, here's the best way to show an example. As I mentioned, our basic listing, it says your company name, it has your booth, and it will link into your website. But you know what? That's not very exciting. Most people might not know what you're giving, what you're doing, and that's where the enhanced listing comes into a. This is at no additional cost. We want to make sure that you can jump in there and put as much information as you'd like. You can link in videos, company descriptions. You can even do show specials, products, the whole 9 yards, and make sure that people are following you and know that you're going to be there and they can plan to do so in advance. If you have any questions about our exhibitor listing, reach out to me ASAP and I will help you as soon as possible. Now, about those exhibitor listings, we're not just prettifying them for nothing. Part of it is the QR code program that we've started in most of our shows here at Marketplace events. And the thing is that these codes are the best way for you to get your follow up on any leads that are happening, have people save you, find your information, and link into these exhibitor listings. So we provide a floor decal that we will drop off at your booth on the Friday morning of the event. It is unique and will take anybody who scans it straight to your exhibitor listing. They can save your information and then we will get you the leads after the show. So you get their contact information as easy as that. So again, this mirrors the info you put in your exhibitor listing. So enhancing your listing means updating your QR code as well. Alrighty. So we've gotten our exhibitor listing looking amazing. We've ordered some amazing things for it, but now we need to make sure our booth looks good. So we want to make sure that you know what comes with your booth in the first place. So your booth includes an 8-foot high black drape and 3-foot side drape on an inline booth. So the electric, tables, chairs, flooring, water, these are not included in the price of your exhibit space. So keep that in mind. Now, your booth height should not exceed 8 feet, so the height of your pipe and drape, unless you're on a perimeter wall or in a 20 by 20 booth or larger. This is a fire marshal requirement, so just be aware that as we're loading in and we're walking around, we may ask you to pull down any signs that are a little bit higher than this. Speaking of higher than this, and one of the reasons that we ask for this is that there's a difference of height in some of the halls that you're going to be. Now, if you have any questions on where this may be for you, please go ahead and reach out, or you can check on our exhibitor kit for where your booth is on our move-in map to see the ceiling height. So just keep in mind that our first expo hall as people are walking in is 14 feet, and then our Hall of Education is 11 feet. So it's not very tall, so that's why we keep in mind for those signs. Alrighty, your booth is looking good. It's prepped and ready. You've got flooring, the whole 9 yards. Everything's good to go. Now, when are you moving in? Make sure that you're checking this move-in map as soon as you possibly can. This has on our website, and we are going to be sending this out via email multiple times before the event itself. Please keep in mind that on Thursday, there will be no drive-in outside of the Sugetsu and 100 right aisle. So 100 even numbers. Outside of that, we will be loading you in either from ramp 1 or ramp 15. The reason being is if you've ever been to the National Western Complex, there's a lot of poles and it's a little bit lower. So we want to make sure we're being as mindful and safe as we can for everybody's items. So keep in mind, we're going to be loading essentially inwards to out. If, as you check this, you have any questions or any issues with your load in time, make sure that you reach out to me ASAP. Keep in mind, you can load in any of the days if you are simply carting or hand carrying your items in. You do not have to worry about this. This is truly if you are wanting to pull your car onto the event floor. If you are outside of your time, just know we will be unable to pull you in because after that time, the decorator is going to be dropping carpet and is why we have to do these different times. Here's just a quick visual because I like seeing from the sky. As you're coming to the National Western Complex, there is the ramp door or 15 and then ramp door 1 as you're coming through. So when you enter, come through East 47th Avenue. You will be checked in next to door 1 by the parking team. Make sure that you're ready to go. And then you will be able to pull to either door based on our move-in map. And another quick visual for you here is where our show office will be. Our show office is going to be right there next to ramp door number 1 near our main entrance. This is where you can head over to talk to us about anything that you might need at all. We can help you with your exhibitor badges, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. But this is where we can get you any information and help that you may need for the show itself. And there will be somebody there all day, every day, starting from Wednesday on. Myself a little bit. So as I was talking about your exhibitor badges, so make sure if you have everything ordered in and everything's good and you don't need to talk to us, that's totally fine. We still want to see you so that we can make sure we give your exhibitor badges over. So you just simply check in, give us your company name, and you can pick up badges all at once, or you can leave them at the show desk for your team to pick up later. Just so you know, if you have a 100 to 300 square foot booth, you get 5 badges with your booth. If you are 400 square feet and up, you get 10 badges. Keep in mind, these are not comp tickets, and these are not to be handed out to anybody outside of an exhibitor group. Alrighty. Now you're loading in, you've got your exhibitor badges, and you may have some extra items. Let's keep this in mind. So as we go into the National Western, we want to make sure that we can get you any space that you need. Just make sure you talk to us on site for that storage. We have trailer parking that's going to be inside the building itself. This is going to be $100 and it will cover the entirety of the show. This means that your items are inside, they get locked, and they are not necessarily sitting outside in the lot or at your hotel or wherever it may be. So make sure that you talk to us because it is a finite. The spots do our first come first serve, so keep that in mind. We are not able to do vehicle parking, but we are able to drop trailers.
All right, well
Oh,
done, Gianna.
uh,
Great job going through all that. And now I'm just going to talk about a few other things to help you make sure that you're prepared for the show. The first is electrical fire safety. Every one of our shows, we have to have the fire marshal go through the show, make sure that they approve what exhibitors are doing and the setup of the show. One of the big things that come up is that if you are not using surge protectors, make sure if you have electricity that you are using a surge protector, you only use plugs with the ground. So it has to have all three plugs or all three rather than just one, or I mean, rather than just two. Make sure it has the ground. Know the proper size, power supply of what you're using, and no daisy chaining. So daisy chaining is when you take a surge protector, you plug it into a extension cord, and then from that extension cord, you then go and put in another surge protector, or that sort of thing where you're adding on to a electrical outlet multiple times with surge protectors. That's what daisy chaining is, and that's always a no. It's a big fire hazard, and the fire marshal will not be our friend if you do that. Here's a few things of what to do during the show. We encourage you and require you to have flooring. We pay to have all of the aisles carpeted. We have that same expectation for you. Trust me, um, your customers will notice, and you just working in your booth space will notice. It's much more comfortable to be standing on a flooring as opposed to cement for the entire duration of the show. So make sure you have flooring and it covers the entire booth space. You need to stay within your contracted space. You can't go outside of your contracted space. You should be inviting people into your space, your customers into your space, so that it keeps the walkways open. You have to have professionally skirted tables, so make sure that you have those. There's an example there, 3 different images. That last one is the acceptable one. The skirt goes all the way to the floor. Use professionally made signage, no handmades and handwritten signs, and make sure you are staffing your booth during the show hours. So the entire show hours, make sure that you are staffing your booth. A few things to keep in mind to be a successful exhibitor. Number one, I like to say, just like in real estate, they say location, location, location. The same is true in a booth space. Where your booth space where your booth space is in the show matters. So make sure you pick out a good space. Be approachable in your booth space. Set up to invite people in from the aisle rather than have them stay in the aisle while you're talking to them. Display and focus on what you want to sell. There's some companies that sell a lot of different things. Make sure that you are emphasizing the things that you want to sell the most of, the things that you make you the most money. People want a consultant, not a salesperson. It's always funny to me. I see it all the time where some of the most successful exhibitors in the show, it's not because of the look of their booth, it's because of how well they can connect with the customers that come through. So make sure you're a consultant, not a salesperson. Ask questions and listen to what potential customers are saying. Have a goal and measure your success. It's always crazy to me when I ask people, how they determine whether they had a successful show or not, and they're not sure. If you're not measuring it, how will you ever know? So make sure you set up a goal and measure your success, and then follow up. It's a terrible look on the show if someone comes to the show, talks to you, and then you don't do a good job of following up. It's a reflection on all of us. So please make sure that you follow up with the customers that come through. We wanted to show an example of a really nice, good booth space. And this one's a great example of it. Number one, what they do really well is they are demonstrating what they do. The display is professional, and it's obvious what the company does. So make sure you set it up that way. They have clear signage with the company name, multiple locations, and they have flooring that covers the entire booth space. So the show gets over. And this is always an exciting time on Sunday. People get very excited for it and often get too anxious. Make sure you do not break down or move out until 6 p.m. on Sunday. No move out is allowed before 6 p.m. Wait until 6 p.m. to start breaking down and moving out. And then vehicles will not be allowed to drive up to their booth spaces until 8 p.m. on Sunday. If people do a good job of staying off the aisle carpet so that we can get it rolled up, it could be earlier than that. It's all dependent upon how good a job you do with us, working with us, so that we can get the aisle carpet all raised. And until that time, you can only hand cart and carry only. All exhibits and vehicles must be 100% removed from the building grounds no later than 12 p.m., so noon on Monday, March 24th. Another thing that just sucks, and this comes up a lot, is people get scammed from the show. And it's exhibitors that often get targeted. These groups will send you an email and say something like, oh, we've got all of the email addresses for the people that attended the show. You can buy those from us. That is not us. Those types of scams come up all the time, and I've seen so many exhibitors that have been taken advantage of. Whenever you're in doubt, feel free to reach out to Gianna or myself or Michelle, and we can confirm whether something is legitimate or not. But please just be vigilant and make sure not to give any money or trust anyone until you've verified that it's legitimate. And like I said, we do not, other than the online ticket sponsorship, we do not send out people's name and email address, contact information from the people that attend the show. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of the three of us. As I mentioned, myself, Gianna, Michelle, we're here to help you. Our contact information is listed there, our email addresses, our phone numbers. You can also see a little bit about us. Gianna, she likes to predict the weather based on how her left sock feels in the morning. Me, I believe that I've been unknowingly followed by the same pigeon since 2014. And Michelle is banned from 14 trivia nights because of her suspiciously accurate knowledge of cheese brands. So that's the show team. We like to have fun. We like to have a good time, and also make sure that you have a successful show. If there's anything that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out. And we want to say that we're just really looking forward to working with you. Anything else for you, Gianna?
Yeah, I think you've covered it a lot. We are here to help you. And, outside of the weather, pigeons, and cheese, just know we're professionals in what we do here for you. So, very excited and looking forward to an amazing show.
Awesome. Thank you, and we will see you soon.